It was the turn of the year, quarter of a century, in this new millennia. I was already planning my video escapades. Then I got the call.
Please tell Mr. Lacroix that I will see him later. Thank you. Come in. Please, take a seat.
Why does everything look like the lamp?
So, do you plan to continue?
Yes, the title was a meta thing.
What will you do to capture the audience back?
I will get inspiration from my peers.
My boss wasn't convinced enough, but he let me act, so I did. Since the beginning of history, humanity has searched for surviving tools, one of these being the ability to communicate with one another.
What the hell was that?
I got inspired by a documentary.
Yes, but it's confusing. You have to be more focused.
I don't know what thought came to me. I had the plan, yet I did the old, then the new. Have you ever seen the video of Hold On My Heart? Everything gets slower, and guess what? With that song, I can get slower too. Look at this drumstick. Very cool, huh? Yet the hit with Genesis was severe. In late 1977, Wine and Wuthering was the album that featured the most amount of chords to that point.
So, what do you think?
Wine and Wuthering from late 1977?
Yes.
Really?
An embarrassing mistake.
My boss encouraged me to continue. He had hope, I had none. I tried many ideas. Imagine a British TV show focused on the England coasts, where the presenter tries to rent a boat with £1. The show will be called Sailing England by the Pound. Episode 1, Home by the Sea. Episode 2, Second Home by the Sea. Episode 3, On the Shoreline. 4, Horizons. 5, Canotility and the coastliners. 6, Submarine. 7, Into Deep. 8, Uncertain Weather. 9, Shipwrecked. And the final and 10th episode, Silent Sorrow in Empty Boats. Wow, that seemed to be a very tragic season. But anyways, there is the classic TV special that explores somewhere else. For this season, that will be Congo. He's the angry prog rock nerd. We all know that prog rock is great. Long songs, great instrumental solos, even the flamboyant dresses and pretentious lyrics. However, you know what feels like a kick in my balls? Singles. Oh, I hate singles. And staying in prog rock bands and albums. Look at this shit cover. This single literally has an ass in its cover. Ass! To be fair, that's also the cover of the LP. What were they thinking? I know what they were thinking. They had their heads full of ass! I'm already pissed. So let's talk about another single called The Carpet Crawlers. The only complex thing in it is the introduction. The chord progression is too simple for my complex trained ears, and then that's the one they decide to release again and again and finish tours with? What is this shit? Carpet crawlers? More like crop-it swallers. This chord progression is so shit, I would rather eat my own yellow plastic tube with a piece of raw raven to boot. I would rather write the script than to listen to this load of shit. Now look at this. I found this other Genesis single called Into Deep. We all know that the 80s Genesis sucks, not prog enough. However, this B-side has to be the grandmother of all sins. I Would Rather Be You sounds like a Sega Genesis than a Wii U. Just listen to this shit. What's up with that? What made the band compose this noisy piece of work? I would rather be you not listening to this shit than me right now. I mean it. Next you will tell me that LGN was responsible for prog becoming pop. I will believe that. But no, it was Atlantic. So in other words, Ocean. Sorry, that was really bad. However, not as bad as these songs, particularly not as bad as Small Talk. Robert Fripp gives you both the stare of death. Can you reveal what happened after the show?
He held a gun against my head.
A gun? I expected to see a chair go flying.
He held a
Look
gun
at
against
good
my
TV.
head.
I get it, sorry.
Here we see the two discs by comparison. I should be playing Truxton instead, but that's not the point.
Whoa, no! Huh? It stopped. Peter, why are you writing about dicks? Don't you know that they're going to call us genitaliasis or gonadasis?
Take a seat, young small talker.
Okay, what's the
This
problem?
show is dead.
Don't need to be so dramatic.
Look, no one is watching this. The videos don't even have proper
But
thumbnails. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay, just make
Look,
them.
I have two
Finish the
ideas.
season. But this is the last,
The last one? You know I can't do that.
Entertainment
No,
is
no.
dead.
You are. Because you are me, and I have decided to have fun.
I have studied the craft of making things for my own amusement, but even more than that, I have studied the band Genesis. Yes, the face of my boss is my very own, just like the ending of The Lamb. This was inspired by The Lamb, an album from more than 50 years ago. You just got Broadwayed. Wait, that's not as funny as getting 18 forested. Maybe I should try something new, like getting you Small Talk. 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 Small Talk.